back to my channel. We got this little baby food maker for our baby shower back in January, and I think it's just about time that we get it out of the box and start putting it to use. My son is almost 6 months old and he's definitely showing signs that he's ready to start solid foods, so I thought I will unbox this baby food maker that we received for our baby shower and let you know how it works. If you're interested, keep on watching. Here is the box for the QOOC mini baby food maker, and I have no idea how to pronounce this company's name properly, so we're going to go with QOOC. I'm going to go ahead and open the box up here and fumble around with it. Once I open up the box, you'll see that there's a QR code with more information. Right when you open up the box, you see a quick guide about how the machine works, and of course, me being me, I'm just going to go ahead and skip reading this and wing it. And there you can see the machine underneath all of this plastic and literature, and I'm going to toss that aside as well. And oh, there we go. I found the instruction manual, and there's a couple of different tools in there, and I'm not sure what those are yet, but we will figure that out together. Okay, I'm gonna get this thing out of the box. And while I was digging around in there, I also found a little bottle brush, and I believe that's to wash up the reservoir where the water goes. And I'll go ahead and get the plastic off this bad boy, and here it is. And I didn't plug it in yet, but you can see the machine goes one way to blend and one way to steam, and it seems intuitive enough, which is great since I clearly didn't read the quick start guide. And this lid also comes with a machine that's supposed to be used when you're blending the baby food, and it also came with this little replacement valve for the bottom of the machine, and also this little ladle or spatula, which works great when you're removing the steamer basket. Here I'm going to show you the two modes for the baby food maker. To secure the cup into place, you just twist it and pull it up, and this cup is where you would make your baby food. Inside of here, you'll see it came with this little measuring cup to measure out the level of water you need to put, and also it came with this little steamer basket for when you're steaming your veggies or your meats or whatever you're doing in there. And also here is the cup where we have the blades, and this is where you would blend up all of the pureed baby food. Go ahead and put it all back together so we can make our first batch of baby food. And here I am trying to figure out the instructions, or at least pretend to, and I admit the instructions are pretty difficult to follow, so I just kind of winged it and did my own thing, and you will see me mess this up shortly, but I'll go ahead and get the frozen butternut squash from my freezer, since that is what is on the menu for little baby Zayne today. In my usual fashion, I'm going to go ahead and eyeball it and just dump a whole bunch of butternut squash into the steamer basket. You can see me panic and grab for the measuring cup as I try to figure out the instructions, but this is precisely where I mess it up. What I did is I dumped the water into the blending cup, which is not where it's supposed to go. I tried scouring the instructions for the information, but it doesn't tell you where the water is supposed to go. So I will tell you, the water is supposed to go inside the reservoir on top where the button is located. And you know, I was debating cutting out my blooper, but hopefully you all can either learn from my mistake or laugh at me for not having the common sense to figure it out. Yeah, you can see in these clips the water is hanging out in the bottom of this cup, and that is definitely not where it's supposed to go, but I will figure that out shortly. And here I am figuring it out. So I went ahead and I put the water where it's supposed to go, and I will go ahead and close off that lid to make sure the steam stays inside of there, and let's do this the right way. I turn on the machine to the steaming mode, and you can see that the light turns on, and you'll see that things are starting to get a little steamy in there, which is precisely what we want. The steam is going from the reservoir into the blending cup, so now that the vegetables are all steamed, I'll go ahead and release this little nozzle here to make sure all of the remaining steam gets out of that cup. And now that it's cooled down for about 5 minutes or so, I'll go ahead and remove the lid from here just to show you what we have. I'll use this cool little spatula tool and I will dump whatever butternut squash that's in this little steaming basket into the blending cup, and that way we can get started on our puree. There we go, all nice and steamy and submerged in the water. And I'll go ahead and I'll put that mixing lid on top to make sure everything stays pretty clean. Now I'll put the blending cup lid back on top of all this. We'll go ahead and pulse the butternut squash and blend it until it's a really nice smooth puree, since Zayne is 6 months old and he needs something very smooth. This machine was really easy to use once I figured everything out, and I will say that I've seen a lot of machines like this on the market for a lot more expensive than this, so I definitely recommend this baby food maker if you're looking for a more budget option, because it really does the trick. Essentially, from a baby food maker, you want it to steam your vegetables and blend it all in one unit, so this machine worked out really perfectly. And there I went ahead and transferred all of the puree into my own containers, and I'll go ahead and give Zayne a taste test to see what he thinks. As you'll see, Zayne is not really a fan of this butternut squash, but that is no insult to the baby food maker. He's just simply not ready for solid foods yet, and he really hasn't liked any of the solids that I've offered him. So I've done a little bit of baby-led weaning and other purees. I'll be making a video on my channel more about our solid food journey and how that has been going so far, so make sure you subscribe if that's something that's interesting to you. This was an honest representation of what the result of all of my hard work was. I've seen the BEABA baby cook machine in use before, and I think this is a really great dupe for that product. I know that BEABA machine is very, very expensive, so this is a great alternative if you're looking for something more on the budget end to make your baby food at home. I really recommend it. It's very easy to use, and even though the instructions aren't very intuitive when you first open up the box, you can pretty much figure it out on your own, which is really great. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys!